Hello, Toon Army! Absolutely buzzing day to talk about our beloved Newcastle United, isn't it? The atmosphere around St James Park is electric as we continue our incredible season, securing European football once again. What do you think about Callum Wilson's situation at the club? Should Howe offer him a new contract? Or is it time to part ways with our veteran striker? And how special was it seeing Bruno Guimarães lift that Carabao Cup trophy at Wembley, cementing himself as a true Newcastle legend? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The future of our beloved number 9, Callum Wilson, has been a topic of heated debate among the Toon Army in recent weeks. With his contract set to expire this summer, many fans have been wondering whether we've seen the last of Wilson in the famous black and white stripes at St James Park. The 33-year-old striker has been an absolute warrior for Newcastle since joining from Bournemouth 5 years ago. Remember those dark days under Steve Bruce, when Wilson's goals were practically the only thing keeping us in the Premier League? The lad was scoring for fun, despite limited service, and a team that was, let's be honest, nowhere near the quality we're enjoying today. When Eddie Howe arrived and started our magnificent transformation, Wilson continued to play a vital role. His contributions during our phenomenal 2022-23 campaign were instrumental in securing that fourth-place finish and bringing Champions League football back to Tyneside for the first time in 2 decades. Those European nights under the lights at St James Park. We have Wilson to thank for playing his part in making those dreams come true. But football waits for no man, and the emergence of Alexander Isak has completely transformed our attacking options. The Swedish sensation has been nothing short of phenomenal, establishing himself as one of the Premier League's deadliest finishers. With Isak firing on all cylinders, Wilson has found himself watching more games from the bench than he'd like. This season tells its own story. Just 1 Premier League start for Wilson, and no goals in his 14 appearances. For a striker of his calibre, that's got to be frustrating. He's always been a player who thrives on confidence and regular minutes, neither of which have been forthcoming this term. Recent reports suggested that Wilson might be looking for a fresh challenge abroad, seeking one final move where he can be the main man again. But Eddie Howe's latest comments have thrown an interesting twist into the saga. Speaking at his press conference ahead of Sunday's crucial Brighton match, our gaffer had some positive words about Wilson's immediate future. Howe praised his improving fitness levels, saying he's seeing the Callum Wilson of old, and that the striker has stayed fit for a long period of time, which has been a welcome change given his injury struggles in previous seasons. However, reading between the lines of Howe's comments, there's still plenty of uncertainty. When pushed on Wilson's long-term future, the boss was non-committal, saying, "Let's wait and see how he performs and how he continues to look." Not exactly a ringing endorsement, is it? The reality is that Newcastle are clearly planning for the future. With the brilliant Paul Mitchell now overseeing our recruitment, the club will surely be targeting another forward this summer to complement Isak. There's also young William Asula showing flashes of potential. Where would that leave Wilson? Potentially as 3rd or even 4th choice striker. Not an appealing prospect for a player of his experience and quality. There's also the financial aspect to consider. Newcastle's wage structure and careful financial management under the new ownership means offering a lucrative contract to a 33-year-old backup striker might not make the most business sense, especially with financial fair play considerations always looming large. That said, there's immense value in having someone of Wilson's experience in the dressing room. His professionalism, mentality, and ability to take chances when they come. His way could be vital as we balance domestic and European campaigns next season. The fixture congestion will be brutal, and having quality options throughout the squad will be essential. These final 4 Premier League games could be pivotal for Wilson. If he can get some minutes and show glimpses of the clinical finisher we know he can be, perhaps there's still a chance Howe and the recruitment team might see value in offering him a short-term extension. After all, natural goal scorers of Wilson's caliber don't grow on trees, even if they're past their absolute prime. Whatever happens, Wilson deserves nothing but respect from the Toon Army. He's been a tremendous servant to the club during a transformative period, and his goals have brought us countless moments of joy. If these are his final weeks as a Newcastle player, let's hope he gets the send-off he deserves. What a time to be a Newcastle fan, eh? The sight of Bruno Guimarães lifting the Carabao Cup at Wembley after our magnificent victory over Liverpool will forever be etched in our collective memory. That magical day ended 70 years of hurt, and our Brazilian midfield maestro has now offered a fascinating glimpse into how he prepared for the biggest game in our recent history. You'd think that on the eve of such a monumental occasion, our captain would be early to bed with nothing but tactical thoughts running through his mind. But Bruno has revealed he was up until the early hours playing video games. Yes, you read that correctly. Our midfield general took his gaming console to the team hotel and was playing Warzone with his friend in Brazil until 1 a.m. It's these little insights that make Bruno so relatable, despite his extraordinary talent. Here's a world-class footballer who admits to loving chocolate, much to our sports science team's dismay, and staying up late playing video games before the most important match of his Newcastle career. Yet the next day, he was absolutely immense on the Wembley turf, showing no signs of fatigue or nerves. What struck me most about Bruno's revelations was his deep understanding of what that final meant to us fans. So many players come and go from clubs without ever truly connecting with the supporters or grasping the history. Not our Bruno. He perfectly articulated the weight of expectation, noting that generations of Newcastle fans were born, lived, and died without seeing the club become champions. That profound recognition of the club's trophy drought is why he approached the final with such determination. Despite his playful pre-match routine, he was acutely aware of the significance. Bruno disconnected from social media to avoid the build-up and instead focused on the opportunity to etch his name in Newcastle folklore. At 27, he recognized this might be his one shot at delivering silverware to Tyneside. His team talk before the match gives me goosebumps every time I think about it. Telling his teammates they would step onto the Wembley pitch as players and come back as legends shows extraordinary leadership. Bruno understood exactly what was at stake. Not just a trophy, but immortality at a club starved of success for 7 decades. The respect shown by Alan Shearer, reaching out to Bruno before the final speaks volumes. Our greatest ever goal scorer, passing the torch to our current captain, creates a beautiful connection between Newcastle's glorious past and its promising present. Though Bruno jokingly claimed Shearer was too busy celebrating after the victory to send a follow-up message, you can sense the mutual respect between these two Newcastle icons. What impresses me most about Bruno's approach to the final was his refusal to simply respect Liverpool. Yes, they were favourites, but he didn't just want to compete, he wanted to dominate. The mindset wasn't to hang on for penalties or sneak a 1-0 win. It was to push for a second goal and then a third. That attacking mentality is exactly what Eddie Howe has instilled in this team, and Bruno embodies it perfectly. Bruno's comments about the final being like the World Cup for Newcastle fans, showed remarkable empathy and understanding. Some players might have seen the Carabao Cup as a minor trophy, but he recognised its immense significance to us. That connection with the fan base is why he's not just our captain, but our heartbeat. The win against Liverpool wasn't just about ending our trophy drought. It was about changing the narrative around Newcastle United. For too long, we've been seen as the nearly men, the club with passionate fans, but no modern success to celebrate. Bruno and his teammates have changed all that. They've given us something tangible to cherish, a moment we can replay forever. What's most exciting is that this feels like just the beginning. Bruno's clearly hungry for more success at Newcastle. Rather than seeing the Carabao Cup as mission accomplished, you get the sense he views it as a foundation to build upon. With European football secured again for next season, who knows what heights we might reach? Bruno's quality on the pitch speaks for itself. Being ranked the 4th best central midfielder in the world by 442 tells its own story. But it's his character, his understanding of what Newcastle United means to its fans, and his desire to create history that makes him such a special player for us. From playing video games until the early hours to lifting a trophy at Wembley, Bruno Guimarães has shown that you can prepare for the biggest moments in your own way. As long as when the whistle blows, you're ready to give everything for the black and white shirt, and give everything he did. Our Brazilian gem is more than just a phenomenal footballer. He's a leader who comprehends the soul of our club. That connection to Newcastle's history and fans is why he's already a legend, regardless of what trophies may follow. Though I suspect there will be plenty more silverware in the coming years, with Bruno pulling the strings in our midfield. Well, that's all from St. James Park for today, lads and lasses. Keep supporting the best team in the world, and I'll be back with more updates soon. With Eddie Howe at the helm, Bruno marshalling the midfield, and European football to look forward to next season. It's truly a magnificent time to be a Newcastle fan. How are the lads?